Welcome to the Lummy Sports Show with Rhett. How you doing, Rhett?
Not too bad. How you doing, Lummy?
Good. Sorry we are a little late. We did have a meeting, a big-time meeting, planning some different things for the show. One of them was the Orlando trip. Won't get too much into it. Thank you, Macho, for getting us on. He wrote me a little note, but yes, we're here. We're ready. We're ready to break down the AFC. A lot of things going on in football. Obviously, the NFL starts Thursday. We talked about that a pretty good amount today on the main show, especially about Brazil and the catastrophe there. But as you know, with our sports show, we just take it to a whole nother level. College football. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy hell.
it's totally odd too because I had this cup in my truck today,
Oh, God.
and then I saw the front and was like, oh, it's a Florida State cup. That's probably not the best thing. I already got shit from my wife that I don't need to really be cheering for them. So 0-2 start. Florida 0-1. Who are they playing this week, Rhett?
Oh, shit, man. I don't even know. I wish I could tell you.
That's how much you just gave up on
right
Florida. It's okay.
I gave up giving a damn about Florida football as long as Billy Napier is their head coach, yeah. Because,
Really?
I mean, I came into this season with not a good feeling to begin with. I told you about that last week, and I just feel like it's time for him to go. You know, the only reason he's still around is because he's good buddies with the athletic director, and it just shouldn't be that way. But, you know, he'll get the rest of the season, maybe. It would be over. I think they've already paid like something like $50 million in buyouts.
Jeez. Yeah.
Over the last couple of head coaches here.
Florida could probably afford it.
Yeah, not for long when the standard is this low.
Yeah, well.
That's the problem, is that they've just settled for mediocrity, and for a long time, Florida football was fucking badass. And now it's not.
Tampa Terry, no, this is the cup from the stadium. Unfortunately, I know Bubba was asking about Florida with Deion Sanders and, you know, Florida State. I don't see Florida State having any problems with their coaches. You know, right now there's a quarterback problem. They do have a
they got their
freshman.
guy.
Yeah,
they got their guy. Norvell's a good coach.
Yeah, I think Norvell has proved to himself. He built it back up. I mean, if he has back-to-back years like this, obviously they're probably going to, you know, be looking at it, because it seems like the Florida teams are always really quick. If you have one down year, you only get one extra after that. You don't get that long-term commitment from the school, it seems like. And I know now with Florida, you know, the big question is why was Dan Mullen fired so quickly?
Right. I mean, Dan Mullen, not going to say that Florida was a winner his last season there, but you had Kyle Trask playing well, and, you know, I thought that for sure Mullen probably should have had another shake.
Oh, I think so too.
If we talk about Napier getting this treatment, it probably should have been Mullen getting the same thing. It seems like they were quick.
813-90 Bubba, 813-90-BUBBA if you want to call in and add to the show. But yes, Mullen obviously was always known as not a big, you know, a good recruiter. But I really feel like if, you know, Florida was on the up and up, that with this whole portal, the transfer thing, I think it probably would have actually helped out Dan Mullen more than going on the streets and recruiting.
Yeah.
I think that would have helped, especially with the NIL deal and different things like that. But yes, Florida college football, I feel like is in shambles between Florida State. Obviously, Miami's ranked right now. They have a really good quarterback. They got a guy that's about 45 playing on the team. He's played 27 seasons, it feels like. And, you got your, UCF, it's Big 12. And then you got USF, which is in the AAC. They play a big-time game this weekend in Alabama. And if that's an upset right there, that will lead into something, I think, big for the next week, which I believe is the Miami game. And we will see what happens there. They beat the crazy good Bethune-Cookman Wildcats last Saturday. I think it was 49-3. And so right now, if you're relying on UCF, USF to carry Florida football, that does not look good. And I think you and I talked about it yesterday that normally the Hurricanes, they're not the 90s Hurricanes anymore, or even the early 2000 Hurricanes, and you're just waiting for them to lose a game that they're supposed to win, kind of like Florida State did. Yeah. This time. Both times. Florida, good luck because you have the hardest schedule in the whole NCAA this year. So I don't see that getting any better for your boy Billy Napier.
Yeah, I don't either. But you talked about the state of college football in Florida. Like, you look around at what schools are doing right now, and we're in such a funny spot. Like, obviously, Florida State is in shambles. Florida is not going to do very much this year, if anything. I would say USF is poised to maybe by the end of the year be one of the best schools in Tampa, or in Florida, the state of Florida, excuse me. The thing with Miami is I feel like they can only go about as far as that quarterback's going to take them. Cam Ward played really well against Florida, but I was just telling you before the show, I know it's a little different, but I remember watching Ray Davis run for 300 yards against Florida's defense last year. Like, the Gators do not have a good defense, and they make a lot of decent quarterbacks look great.
I feel like they haven't had a good defense since Charlie Strong almost?
Sure. I mean, it's been pretty ridiculous. As far as their defense goes, it's just not consistent. They can't stop a lot of these quarterbacks. These guys go out there and throw for 500 yards against them. But
right?
Jesus, yeah, I lost it. Jesus.
And I don't think you even went outside for a little bit.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, before the meeting.
Oh, okay. So it's just hitting you now. No, you're good.
No, the state of college football in Florida is just in a very funny spot. I think Miami has got a really good quarterback in Cam Ward. Like, he's the top of a lot of Heisman polls right now. But it kind of reminded me of when Anthony Richardson was like the Heisman favorite after that Utah game, the first game that Florida had a couple of years ago. So,
he looked like a superstar.
Yeah, I think at some point Miami's going to kind of fall out from underneath themselves. But sorry, that's where I was going with that. There was just there were so many gears turning. You might have seen the smoke coming out of my ears.
Well, it's all right because Miami's going to be playing FAMU, which FAMU's decent. So Miami should still beat them, but FAMU is actually a pretty decent Division I AA school. But I don't see FAMU upsetting Miami. Then they got Ball State, so I can see them running in 3-0 against USF. And I'm sorry, it's the 21st.
What's up with Virginia Tech? They got ran all over, didn't they? They lost pretty badly.
By Virginia Tech, it was a little closer. They were losing early on, and it ended up being 34-27. Overtime, yeah.
Big win for Vanderbilt, though.
Yeah, it was like 21. I think it was 21-0. Or 24-0. Let's see here. To see if I'm right. 17. Okay, 20. Yeah, so it was 20-0. Then I was so wrong.
20-3.
17-3. So, yeah, Virginia Tech has definitely been down for a while. I mean, that was a team that I grew up watching, with Michael Vick and different things, and me going up to Blacksburg and, looking at the campus and different things like that. And I always cheered for them. They were kind of like the good old boys up in this small mountain town in Virginia. And I feel like they kind of lost a step there. Now they're just kind of living on their past morals.
Yeah.
But as I say, I mean, unfortunately, look, we had a meeting today. Our sports show is going to be a little bit quicker. And, realistically, kind of what Bubba said on the main show. is, listen, the NCAA and football, a lot of people do like it more than the NFL, but realistically, week 1 of the NFL is probably one of the biggest events in Rhett's life. I know that you get really excited over there, don't you?
What?
On week 1 football. That football is back. You get excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't know why you singled me out.
No, I was saying, I was trying to bring it back to you, but I was saying like how exciting it is, like week 1 football. Because, I do like college football, but I know that if it was between college football and the NFL, that you would pick NFL all day long.
Oh, fuck yeah. I've been fiending for the Bucks. I got so much more.
You're fiending, buddy.
Yes, I've got so much more to look forward to with Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers than I do fucking, Workham Silly Billy and the Florida Gators.
See?
Someone made a joke that Florida State's going to be on Tubi this year.
Oh, really?
You're not going to be able to watch it on any fucking channels.
Gotta have an antenna for it.
Yeah,
I can see that. But yeah, the NFL is starting. We're going to break down the AFC, which, to be honest, we talked about the NFC last week, and I feel like the AFC there's a little bit. I feel like it's not as easy. I know everyone's going to say the Chiefs. But I think there's some other teams that can upset the Chiefs and take them off that first time three-peat that they're talking about. And I don't know, Rhett, if you agree with that, but I don't see a clear shot that it's going to be Kansas City, the Eagles again.
I don't know about Philly. I think they're going to be a decent team. I think they'll be one of the better teams in the NFC still. I think they'll make it pretty far, maybe, if they haven't fallen apart by the postseason, but... No, I
feel like the AFC added some more players than the NFC.
I still feel like it's KC.
Really?
Fuck, dude. Back-to-back Super Bowls at this point, it's them until it's not.
You don't think, obviously?
Because even last year, when you look at what they were dealing with during the season, everybody was always saying, "Oh, this may or may not be it for Kansas City. Who's Pat Mahomes got to throw the ball to?" And they didn't look the best in the regular season, but when it came time to play, as long as you got Pat Mahomes on the field, it never seems like they're out of a game. So if they can make the postseason, I feel like it's going to be them until it isn't.
But Baltimore loaded up. They got Lamar, they got Derrick Henry. Their wide receiver crew is pretty damn good. And then if you look at it, Miami obviously is still there. They need a quarterback, but
are you able to pull up that Ravens depth chart for me? I want to take a look at what they're working with here. Thursday Night Football going to be the defending Super Bowl champions, Kansas City, playing host to Lamar Jackson, the reigning MVP, and the Baltimore Ravens. So in the wide receiver room, they got Zay Flowers, second-year wide receiver. What the fuck?
Okay, that's just...
Fucking Frontier.
That's not good.
We had it right there, and then they just cock-blocked us.
Well, that's not... I think that's like a pop-up that Macho will probably come in here and... yell at me. It's not even my fault. But Zay Flowers, Josh Johnson as a backup quarterback.
Buccaneers legend Josh Johnson.
Yes, exactly. I believe he was drafted by our boy John Gruden.
Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Nelson Stonehands Aguilar. They got okay wide receiver room. I don't know if I'd say they have a pretty damn good wide receiver room.
Mark Andrews isn't too bad.
Yeah, they do have a really good tight end. Definitely a top 5 tight end in the NFL. I don't remember if Isaiah Likely came on last year. I believe he did in the absence of Mark Andrews. Go Bears, $25 in the YouTube Super Chat from Big E, 7375. Thank you, Big E.
Well, the thing that helps the Ravens is that they have a good defense.
Yeah, they have a pretty consistent defense. That's the thing about them, too, is that, you don't have to have the most star power to have a consistent defense. It even seems like the washed-up guys that go over there and play have a decent year. I think Jadeveon Clowney just recently played a year, and people were talking about how, he's been overwhelmingly underwhelming throughout his NFL career, but he had a decent year as a Raven.
Berto Perez, $10. Happy birthday to his son Ethan on his big 14th birthday. Thank you, Berto Perez. I'm seeing... But once again, I feel like people are sleeping on the Dolphins. And if you look at the AFC, you have the Dolphins. This thing is killing me here. The Dolphins, what's Aaron Rodgers going to do?
You tell me.
The Bengals, you got Joe Burrow back.
I think it's an interesting case with Aaron Rodgers. One, just because he's the oldest starting quarterback, but two, he's coming off of an injury at his age. If Tom Brady had an Achilles injury, I mean, he kind of did when the Bucs won the Super Bowl, but if he had a full-blown pop,
Achilles,
yeah, like you watched it pop on national television 5 minutes into the season, I don't think anybody would have been picking the Bucs to be like a Super Bowl team in 2021.
Not at all.
So Aaron Rodgers getting this special treatment is going to be interesting because, there's a lot of people that want to say it'll be New York without a doubt in that division, and I think it'll be close.
But you're forgetting about the Bills.
Dude, the Bills might be lucky to win 9 games this year.
Wow, really?
Yeah, is Khalil Shakir your wide receiver 1 here?
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel starting week 1.
Don't forget Marquise Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah, Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Curtis Samuel. A couple of decent receivers, don't get me wrong, but I'm looking at a whole team of wide receiver 2s and 3s.
But look at their tight ends, man. They got a double tight end set that I'm scared of.
Dawson Knox, I feel like he's been quiet.
He has been quiet.
He was a buck killer for what felt like forever. He was one of those kind of players. But, Dalton Kincaid, he was a rookie that a lot of people are excited for. They love him up there in Buffalo.
Yes, they do.
I don't think that team's going to be very good.
Well, I mean, if you look at the AFC, though, I feel like the AFC made a bigger splash in the offseason. Obviously the Jets, they loaded up. I mean, the Jets loaded up with some let's just look at their depth chart real quick. Got Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. I mean, right there, those three really. Mike Williams from the Chargers. Right there, that's Alan Lazard. Even though he's, I think, number 4 on the depth chart. I mean, right there, Mike Williams and Garrett Wilson are 2 good wide receivers right there. Breece Hall, number 1 running back in fantasy football. And obviously it depends on how Aaron Rodgers' Achilles is going.
Was Breece Hall really number 1?
Yes. And every draft I was in, he was number 1. He was number 1 predicted running back.
Did he get hurt last year? He didn't even have 1,000 yards.
He didn't have Aaron Rodgers as his running back, or I'm sorry, quarterback when he was a running back. That pretty much everyone stacked the box against him.
Okay, so they ran the ball less because they didn't have Aaron Rodgers? They threw the ball more because they didn't have Aaron Rodgers?
No. I said they stacked the box.
Oh, I understand.
That's why he still had 4 point yards, average, 5 TDs. 70, the play calling was totally different without Aaron Rodgers, where you think they would run more, and so did the other defense.
Yeah. I mean, their defense is good, though. They still got a couple of dogs on that defensive line. Javon Kinlaw, I liked him a lot coming out of college. C.J. Mosley is pretty good. Quincy Williams, Sauce Gardner Johnson at the cornerback position. So, I mean, they got some players.
Well, I mean, just looking at it right now, who do you think the best team in the AFC are? What division is the best division in the AFC?
The best division?
Overall. Correct.
Overall, like talent of teams?
Yes. It's tough with the AFC.
It is pretty tough. It's hard to say there's one. It's hard to say that there is one clear-cut division a step above the rest, because you can make the case for multiple teams being contenders across these divisions. In the AFC West, you can talk about, obviously, Kansas City, but LA, I think, is the team with the most potential.
Yes. His wide receivers, I feel like, are a little weaker.
I don't think
young.
I don't think you can make the strongest case for Denver or the Raiders, because they've kind of been a laughing stock. But the AFC South, Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars have to be consistent. If he can stay healthy, I think they can win some games. The Titans, I think Will Levis can play some good games this year as well. It'll be a tough division to keep up with, especially because you got C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans, who are going to be the real deal.
Who loaded up?
Yeah, between the Jags and the Texans, you got a couple of real good teams there.
Don't forget the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts are going to be all right. I think Anthony Richardson will play well, but
Jonathan Taylor.
Sure.
Well, if you look at the Texans, I mean, they did bring in Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, they made some moves.
Joe
I'd say
Mixon.
they were one of the busier NFC teams, and they were trying to build stuff around CJ there.
I mean, if you look at C.J. Stroud wide receivers this year, you got Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. I mean, Robert Woods is still, I feel like he's a decent number 4. Bring in Joe Mixon and with C.J. Stroud. And then you got Schultz as your tight end.
Yeah, if Joe Mixon can stay healthy, it's not a bad pickup. And then, Stephon Diggs, if he doesn't become a fucking drama queen, then between Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell, all of those guys could get 1,000 yards this season.
Oh, yeah, easy. I mean, they're going to make C.J. Stroud look like a superstar.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he is, man.
I was surprised.
Yeah,
That
I
Bucks
was.
game really woke me up to CJ
I was,
Stroud.
but I wasn't. I liked him a lot more than Bryce Young at the number 1 pick, and the Panthers did not feel the same. So
641.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brandon Quad. I'm not calling in like for the last 30 seconds.
Well, thank you.
How's it going today?
Good. Brandon, sometimes I feel like you pick the worst spot in your house to call us on sometimes.
Well, I needed the phone. I broke my speaker.
Oh, I'm sorry about
I
that.
ran over my phone. I smashed it.
Jeez.
What'd you do that? How did you do that?
I dropped it at the bar, and then I just forgot it was down there, and I rolled right over it.
Oh, so he was fucked up already. He was drunk driving.
Yeah, how many Bud Lights were you down there, buddy?
Yeah. But yeah, I think the AFC South is going to be the best division.
Really? I mean, it's true. I mean, if you look at
the most competitive, I think.
If you look at back in the day, you'd always look at when you look at the Cowboys, from the 90s or the Bills, you always look who's their number 1 wide receiver, who's the number 1 running back, and I know the league's different now, but the quarterback. So you got Anthony Richardson, which obviously he looks really good. They got Joe Flacco as their backup, so number 1. But Jonathan Taylor, hell of a wide receiver. Michael Pittman is their number 1 wide receiver. So it's not like you're looking at, the Panthers and you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Or the Commanders. I know they have their rookie quarterback and things like that. But, I mean, right then and there, the Titans, I know the Jaguars, but the Titans obviously have Will Levis and Calvin Ridley and Hopkins. I know he's a little up in the age, but every team seems like and Tony Pollard as their running back. So I feel like Tyjae Spears as their backup.
Yeah, Tyjae Spears is a name a lot of people forget, but he's no scrub, man. He was pretty decent last year. Yeah. Second year running back. He's still fresh.
Yeah, so I feel like he's saying the AFC South, I think is going to be a real competitive league or division.
The AFC North is always competitive too. I know the Steelers and the Browns usually duke it out, but between Baltimore and Cincinnati, and I guess potentially what Cleveland could do if Deshaun Watson wants to keep his hands clean.
Don't forget Russell Wilson.
Right, yeah. Let's say WrestleMania takes off in Pittsburgh, then that could be another really competitive division, but you've got the reigning MVP. You've got another MVP hopeful every year in Joe Burrow, if he can stay healthy as well. They got a pretty good team. I think they signed a couple of offensive linemen.
Yeah, they did. You got Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun.
Winston.
Yeah, Jameis Winston. That's the thing is if their Lord and Savior Deshaun Watson goes down at Cleveland, Mr. Clean Jameis Winston can come in and save the season. And then all the way back to the AFC East, as we just talked about, the Jets, Dolphins, Pats, and Bills. I'd say the Dolphins are the most complete team there is on that list. But that's going to be competitive too when you got a lot of good quarterbacks.
Yeah, I feel like the Patriots probably will finish again last, but Florida rookie.
They got to get rid of Tua to be competitive, though.
Brandon, unfortunately, I have no idea what you just said.
They need to get rid of Tua for the Dolphins to be competitive.
Well, yes, thank you, Brandon, for putting that point out there. Yes, the Dolphins probably would win the Super Bowl almost every year if they got a better quarterback than Tua, but that's besides the point. They play, that's how many good players they actually have, is they play with a weakness as their starting quarterback. And I still feel like Tua could be like a Trent Dilfer where he just kind of manages the team to a Super Bowl. And I know everyone loves that take that I have on him. But yeah, no.
That could work.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to say the West because they got the Kansas City, which it's going to help Kansas City to kind of be able to roll through Denver, be able to maybe split the series with the Raiders or probably sweep the Broncos. And I think, like Rhett said, that I think the Chargers are going to give them. I think the Chargers are going to be a lot better than people are expecting.
I think there's going to be a little bit of hiccups in the first couple of weeks with Harbaugh figuring it out, but he's a guy who's been there before. He's a Super Bowl head coach, so. I think they'll do just fine. But Ashley G in chat says it's funny to talk like that about someone you have a jersey of, Lummy.
Yeah. So Brandon, got anything else? I'm not.
Who do you think Stafford's going to go back to Detroit and win this weekend?
Do we think Stafford's going to go back to Detroit? Brandon, your phone is just.
Do you think Stafford's going to go back to Detroit and win this freaking is what I heard, and then it cut off.
Go get a new phone, Brandon.
This weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah.
They're playing this weekend?
I can't understand.
Lions
and the Rams are playing this weekend.
The Rams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was listening to my wife in chat talk about some Tua jersey that is a little mythical thing that she talks about. No,
I saw photographic evidence, my friend.
I think Orlando. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so Orlando got. Okay, thank you, Macho. I don't. I think I think the Lions are just that much better than the Rams this year. I think the Rams are going to be a pretty good team. I really like their running back, but I still have to say the Lions and their defense are going to probably beat out the Rams. I don't think Matt Stafford's going to go back to Detroit. I think Jared Goff's going to win it out.
Why it's going to be a tight game, but it'll be an interesting game.
Yeah, I think it's a good.
All right, guys.
See you, Brandon.
Brandon, go get a new phone. I know you ran it over, but can you just go get a new phone, buddy?
I think it's a good litmus test for the Rams.
Oh, I think so too.
I don't think Detroit is looking at any other person on LA. Well, I don't think Detroit is necessarily looking at the Rams and licking their chops as one of those teams that they absolutely have to beat this season, just because the Rams have been the Rams. They haven't been the level that Detroit has been. It's an important game. Good opponent to start your season. See where you want to be, especially if you're LA. Obviously Matt Stafford is going to want to take that win as well.
Of course.
I'm sure the Lions are going to want to beat Matt Stafford, but it should be a fun game. I mean, it's football. It's any fucking game this week. We can sit here and talk about the storylines and why this is going to be a fun game to watch, why it may not be. It's all coming back to me, Warren, and I'm very excited.
And that's why in the beginning I said you are so excited. You are one of the most excited people.
It takes me a little bit. Fuck, man.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were foggy. I thought you were actually
I was a little foggy. Forgive me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But I just clicked on this ESPN prediction, which
you
I didn't
deserve
see.
Better.
San Francisco. They got San Francisco number 1. Chiefs number 2. Ravens number 3. Detroit number 4. And Buffalo. Hey. ESPN. Who wrote this article? Let's see here. Maybe I'll cut that clip up and send it to them. NFL Nation. Well, I don't think they're going to listen. But they got the Buffalo Bills, Rhett, number 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this is, so I'm reading it at the same time you are. Biggest strength, Josh Allen. Of course, we can always talk about what's going on around Josh Allen, but he's one of those quarterbacks.
Second hardest, though, and they still got him projected to win 10.
10 fucking games, 70% chance to make the postseason. Biggest concern, uncertainty at safety. Due to multiple injuries during camp, this is a starting position that is not settled. The Bills are replacing 7-year starters Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, with Coach Sean McDermott putting significant communication and responsibilities and importance on starting safety roles. The uncertainty is concerned going into this season. Not the fucking pass catchers. Hold on. Fantasy sleeper candidate.
Oh, sorry.
Khalil Shakir.
Yeah.
Only because you have no choice. The Bills moved on from Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis this offseason, but Shakir will see competition for targets from rookie Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, and tight end Dalton Kincaid. In 23, Shakir posted 3 games with 15 or more fantasy points, and he has the skill set to produce in space, as 46.2% of his receiving yardage came from after the catch. He is a deeper league player to monitor. They say Shakir will record at least 1,000 yards. This is their bold prediction for Buffalo.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
That Khalil Shakir is going to have at least 1,000 yards.
That's pretty sad if he's really, number 1 with Josh Allen as your quarterback.
Really going on a limb to say that, potentially a number 1 or number 2 wide receiver with Josh Allen is going to get 1,000 yards. So they can fucking act like they believe in the Bills, but I just read it all right there, and that doesn't tell me they're a top 5 team in the NFL.
Not at all.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Let me ask him.
I'm on the same wavelength you are. I don't think the Bills are going to be that great this year.
What do you think before I scroll down, who do you think they picked for their last team?
For the last team?
Like the worst ranking. Because I'm not going down there yet. I'll hang around here on 15 on Atlanta, 16 on Jacksonville. I think Atlanta's going to be a little bit better than 15. They got them below Cleveland and the Rams. But Who do you think their last is?
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's almost got to be predictable, but you never know. There's, 2 teams that are pretty awful. I'm going to say
Broncos.
I was going to say the Broncos, but I just want to win, so I think I'm going to say the Panthers. Let's see. Chargers, Bears. Oh, they got Indianapolis below the Bears. Well, I mean, Bears did load up a little bit, like we talked about.
I think the Bears have got a lot better presence.
22?
I think the Bears have got a lot better presence in their wide receiver room.
Hold on.
Bucks at 22 is a little wacky.
Yeah.
Bucks at I don't think you can tell me that there is 21 teams better than the Bucks right now.
No.
Maybe you could make a case for 10. Maybe you could make a case for maybe
I don't think the Bears
13, 14.
Unfortunately, I don't think the Bears are better than the Bucks this year. Or
the Steelers.
Yep. And the Jaguars, they're good, but
or the Falcons. I'm tired of seeing the Falcons placed above the Bucks because we don't know shit about the Falcons. We know they got primetime Kirk Cousins who can either throw 3 touchdowns and 350 yards or he can throw 5 interceptions and lose you the football game. So we don't know anything about any of these teams until the season starts. So, really, these preseason rankings are stupid.
Oh, yeah, of course, just like the NCAA. But you got number 29, New York. Number 30, Denver. Rhett, you were so close. They got the 16th easiest strength of schedule. They have a chance to make the playoffs, 4.9%. Ouch. Projected wins, 5.8. And then number 31 is New England. I guess they're in a pretty tough division. I kind of thought that the Giants would be below them and the Commanders. But number 32, the Carolina Panthers.
Man.
Oof,
biggest strength is a new interior offensive line and better weapons. Quarterback Bryce Young did not stand a chance. I know he was running for his life last year. They got a couple of offensive linemen for him.
They got Giovanni.
Jadeveon Clowney. Yeah. But, fuck, dude. Clowney's 32?
31.
31 or 32 years. Yeah, 31 years old. So, biggest concern, lack of pass rush and depth at corner. Well, you traded away your pass rush, and you got rid of Jeremy Chin as well. So, they got rid of all of their impact players at those positions, and now they're a team that is unable to compete while still trying to figure out what they have in a second-year quarterback. So, I think they'll definitely be the worst team in the division. I think if Dave Canales ends up being a failure at head coach, we'll know pretty quickly. But worst team in the NFL? I don't know. I don't know. Who do you think is going to be better at the end of the year, the Broncos or the Panthers?
Or the Patriots, realistically, if they start...
of those 3 teams, I guess we can rank them real quick.
In our opinion, Broncos, Patriots, it depends on how long they stick with your boy Jacoby from, Florida or Carolina. At the end of the day, if I'm looking at the division that they play in, New England... I think New England finishes worse than them.
You're looking at a second-year quarterback in Carolina and 2 rookies starting. I think Bo Nix got the nod in Denver. And then, it's going to be, I believe, Jacoby Brissett in New England. So they're going to have a veteran there who can definitely win you some football games. So I'm going to say, I'll say New England, Carolina, Denver.
I'm going to say, for New England being the best out of those 3?
I guess so. It's tough because I like Bo Nix as a quarterback. I just don't know how good the team around him is. There's a lot of young guys.
I'm going to have to pick Denver, Carolina, New England. New England being the worst. Strength of schedule, hardest.
That's a fair point. I think about
Carolina, 4th easiest. And then you have, what was Denver? 16th easiest. Not that great, but I don't think Denver's that far off from winning a couple games. But hardest schedule. Yeah, you do have Jacoby, but what weapons does New England have? Wide receivers. Can you name one right now?
KJ Osborne.
Okay, he's the
Javon
third.
Baker, Jalen Polk, Kayshawn Boutte, Kendrick Bourne, Demario Douglas, Ramondre Stevenson at running back, Antonio Gibson, who I believe they got from Washington.
Yes, they did get him from Washington.
Hunter Henry at tight end, who's going to be injured starting the year. Austin Hooper, a couple of decent pass-catching tight ends. But, again, going into another season where...
The wide receivers are not sexy at all.
No, there's not really anyone on this roster who's sexy. Hunter Henry was a sexy name maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
Stevenson is a beast, but he's... I feel like he's going to get split between Antonio Gibson and if Stevens doesn't get hurt either.
Jermichael Hasty? Is that their third running back?
Yes. Wow. Jermichael Hasty from Baylor, 5th season. All right, well, we're going to see how they do against the Bengals. Yeah, but that's my rank. My ranking is the Patriots will be the worst team in the, I guess you could, fucking Frontier. They will be holding.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's so stupid.
They will be holding out the, I think they will be having the number 1 pick next year if they still have the draft pick.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be the number 1 draft pick? Did you say, you said Carolina?
I don't want to say Carolina. I don't want to believe they're going to be the worst team in the NFL. I think Dave Canales is going to be a good enough head coach to get another season in Carolina. I hope for his sake he is.
Jerk isn't saying New York Giants are going to be the worst team.
I really do think it could be the Giants. Take a look at what they're working with. You know, we're breaking down these rosters and stuff. We'll see if we can find the Giants. I think they were like 28.
No, they were 29. They were below the Commanders. Yeah. That's pretty bad. Let's see their depth chart. I mean, they got Danny Dimes. I mean, come on.
They got Danny Dimes, of course. You got Drew Lock and Tommy Cutlets behind him. Devin Singletary past his prime at the running back position. Man, that Frontier pop-up is kicking your ass.
I don't know. I mean, I'm about to just tell Frontier to go fuck themselves at this point. I was about
you're the 100th customer today.
Yeah, I was thinking about actually
on the right side there, New York and Minnesota. There you go, pal. Yeah. Let's go depth chart.
Let's see if we can try it again.
All right, so Devin Singletary, Tyrone Tracy Jr. and Eric Gray are the running backs. Malik Neighbors, who is a stud.
Yeah.
Jalen Hyatt, who I believe is a second-year wide receiver. Wandale Robinson and Gunnar Olszewski are your wide receivers. Darius Slayton also on that team as well. So a lot of wide receiver 2s, 3s, to be honest with you. You know, Darius Slayton and Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, very similar to New England. Their wide receivers.
Their tight end room is non-existent after Darren Waller called it a career. Pretty good talent. I don't want to say pretty good. Decent talent on the offensive line, but they were awful last year.
They sure were. Didn't help out.
Did get Brian Burns. Got a decent defensive line. I will say that. You got a decent defensive line. You got a couple of good pieces. Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Raheem Nunez-Roches. We know he's a stud from that Bucs Super Bowl team. Bobby Okereke, who at this point, I'm curious how long he's been in the league. I feel like I've heard that name forever.
So have I. Was he with... He is...
2019. Third-round pick. So he hasn't been in the league that long.
I think we were thinking of him. I'm thinking of the guy in the Commanders.
There was another guy named...
Okereke?
No, there was another linebacker named Tapupu for a long time.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. He used to play the Bucs, and he'd average like 7 tackles a game. So we'd always hear the play-by-play go.
Wasn't Tapupu on Seattle?
Josh Freeman sacked.
Okay.
By linebacker Michael Tapupu.
Tapupu. Yeah, well, listen, that was a long time ago, obviously, because you just mentioned Josh Freeman.
Yeah, the Giants, though, could potentially be one of the worst teams in the league. I know that defense is going to be fine, but when you've got 0 scoring power... I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be good.
That is very true. But I say we roll in. It's 11:38. We roll into our NFL Pick'ems.
Oh shit!
We bring it back this year.
We got to keep track of them.
Yes, you got your pen and paper down there?
No. Give me a second. Yeah. Yes, I do. I do.
Listen, I know Las Vegas Mario said he used to bet with us, and he was.
I'm going to rip off your top note here, if that's all right.
Just put it in my laptop or something.
I see you wrote down Amazon Flex. Some good cash, buddy.
Okay, well, yes, I did. Thank you.
Yeah, I understand. I'm here to help.
Package delivered by Lummy.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, we were over 500 last year. We actually picked it straight up instead of against the spread.
We did pretty good last year.
We did do pretty good.
We lost track of the final win-loss record for both of us, like at the end of the year or whatever. But I thought for the most part we did pretty good.
We did great. We blew it out of the water. I mean, because you remember we had another.
I don't know about blew it out of the water, but we would have made you some money.
Yes, definitely. And sometimes you take the money line. You know, if I see a point spread that I feel like is going to be really good, I'll call it out. But we're going to go straight up between myself and Rhett. So get your pen and paper out if you want to win some money. The first game up is going to be obviously Thursday Night Football. Starting it out, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. Who do you got?
Give me KC.
I think Baltimore comes into KC and beats them.
Big upset?
Big upset. Well, I mean, it's a 3-point spread, so.
Yeah, I think it'd be an upset regardless.
Well, yeah.
Super Bowl champs at home.
I think they're on a hangover. Kelsey's still licking, Taylor Swift up a little bit. And
whoa, he's licking her up, dude.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes and his wife, they're getting involved in a bunch of stuff. Kansas City's in the spotlight. So they just lost Hyde Wade or whatever that guy's name was. PEDs, the running back.
Yeah.
Ray Rice, isn't he involved in some car accident?
Ray Rice?
What's his name?
Oh shit.
It's Ray Rice.
Yeah. Rasheed Rice.
Rasheed Rice. You know what? It's R Rice. Okay, how about that one?
Ray Rice.
So you got Kansas City, I got Baltimore. Philly against Green Bay in Brazil. A lot of players don't seem like they really want to play there. Talked about that obviously earlier today on the show. 3-point spread. They're in Brazil. I don't really count it as a home field advantage. Eagles, Packers. Who do you got?
If the elements don't get to them first, I got the Packers here.
Talking about the heat that's probably down there. Is it going to be hot down there? Is it humid in Brazil right now?
No, the other outside elements in Brazil. You wander too far from the hotel room and you get got or something.
Kind of like the Raiders and the Bucks and Super Bowl, whatever it was against the Bucks Raiders. In their center was lost in Mexico.
Yeah, he went to Tijuana, never came back.
I'm going to go too many donkey shows. I'm going to go Philly. I'm going to go Philly. I'm going to go against you again. I'm going to go Philly.
Is it it is bad etiquette to change my pick. I'm second guessing Green Bay here.
Why?
As soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, I don't know why. Because I don't know. Philly's usually on it in the beginning of the season. We'll hold strong. We'll go Green Bay.
You just want to tell when Philly or when
we'll wear this one.
You just want to say when Bubba on Monday he's like Packers win. You're like I'm the one who picked them.
Yep. You got it.
Yeah. Let me pick the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. This is going to be on our Sunday, starting off big time Sunday. Can't wait. Bengals, Patriots. Whew. At Cincinnati, we just pretty much picked the Patriots to be the last team. I'm going to go Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you and go Cincinnati here.
Yeah, I mean, 7.5-point spread. It's a lot of points, but I think Joe Burrow. Obviously, they don't have their shit. I'm being you now. Their wide is he back? Is he going to play week 1?
Who? Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it.
I still think that they have enough weapons around them that the Patriots are going to get kind of dogged out. I mean, a 7.5-point spread. I don't know about taking that one.
Bengals are a bigger, better team.
Yes. So we both got Cincinnati, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, and Atlanta.
Give me the Birds.
You don't think Russell Wilson comes out and just blows it up?
No, I think blows it up is in the toilet, dude. He fucking sucks, and I think they're cooked. I would like to see Justin Fields at one point this season, but I only think he can take them so far as well. So
I'm gonna go Atlanta too. I think Kirk Cousins comes out. He wants to prove that he can still play, and I think Atlanta has too many weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo Bills at the Cardinals, where you picked, I believe, the Bills you said would only win 5 games. The Cardinals, obviously, they got Kyle Murray back. They got James Conner. They got some weapons. They're playing in Buffalo. Who do you got?
I will take Buffalo.
Oh, they're 1 win out of the 5. I was thinking about doing
I didn't say 5. I said they'd be lucky to win like 8 or 9.
Okay, there you go. Well, I was going to think about an upset with Arizona, but being at home, I'm probably going to say Buffalo straight up. I think the Cardinals possibly could cover if you could flex that pick up to 7 or 7.5.
Oh, it's 6.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like them to cover that as well. It's week 1.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be a lot closer games than probably after week 5 or 6. Indianapolis Colts versus the Houston Texans.
This is going to be a fun game to watch.
It sure is. Anthony Richardson versus C.J. Stroud. I'm going to take I'm going to take Houston. That's a big guess there. But, yeah, I was thinking about Indianapolis. I'm going to take Houston.
I'm also taking Houston here. Team C.J. Stroud. I think Anthony Richardson is good. I just don't think the Colts are as complete of a team as the Texans are right now.
I think they put up a good game. Vegas obviously has a 3-point spread, so it's pretty much a push. So, actually, you know what? No. Vegas has them because it's +3. Okay, so Colts are at home +3, so Vegas is thinking they're a 6-point, pretty much 6-point favorite on neutral territory. So I'm still going to stick with Houston. Jacksonville at Miami. Jacksonville at Miami. Who's
Jacksonville
better?
versus Miami.
Yeah, well, they're at Miami, though.
Are they?
Yeah. I figured this top part out is actually
That's so stupid how they do that.
I know. Yeah, exact. Thank you. Hey, thank you. It gets me confused.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
You got Trevor Lawrence versus shit-armed Tua.
It's going to be another good game, I think. I will go Miami.
I'm going Miami, too.
You don't sound happy about that.
No, not really, but I'm still going. I want to win this thing. You know what? I'm trying to give everyone the right picks here. So I'm going to go with Miami. They got too many weapons. It's just going to be, Jacksonville. It's not going to be a good first week for them. Minnesota, wow, and New York Giants. This will be a game to watch. Sam Darnold versus Danny Dimes. All those weapons. +1. Wow. Lowest spread, it looks like right now on the NFL.
+1.
Yeah, with New York playing at home. Ugh.
Yeah, give me the Vikings pulling out a dirty one on the road.
Well, I'm going to go with Danny Dimes. Dropping dimes. I'm going with New York. They suck, but this is one of their 1 wins of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Darnold, and he has a lot of weapons, but I just don't trust Sam Darnold. Carolina at the Saints. 4-point spread. Carolina is going to be weak. I think the Saints are going to roll this one.
I think so as well. They usually play well week 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, especially at home, too. Chicago, big. Caleb Williams coming out. Got a lot of weapons around him, playing the Tennessee Titans with Will Levis. Chicago at home. 4-point favor, too. I'm going Chicago.
I'm surprised to see them at 4 points.
So am I. Vegas must know something. I mean, the Bears have a lot of wide receivers. They got DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, give me the Bears.
Bears. Seattle, Denver. I mean, 6-point spread, 6-point underdog for Denver, playing in Seattle.
I'm riding with Geno.
I'm riding with Geno, too. I think Denver plays a pretty good game, but I think Seattle pulls it out. Chargers, Raiders. 3-point spread, kind of even. I'm going Chargers. I like Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he's got to get used to his wide receivers, but I still think the Chargers are better than the Raiders this year. Browns, Cowboys.
Give me Dallas.
I'm going Browns. Mixing it up here a little bit. Let's go DeAndre Watson or Fields or whoever's going to be playing running back for him, not Chubbs. Washington Commanders versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which I believe this is a possible upset pick, just knowing the Bucs' history of completely shitting the bed against a rookie quarterback.
You better not, you son of a bitch. The first of many. Give me the Bucs. Fuck the commies. Baker and the Bucs are going undefeated this year.
Okay, well, you're definitely high at this point.
And they're favored by 3.5.
Yes, they are, and the Bucs are playing at home, so really they're favored by 0.5 point in my little world that I play in. Obviously, if you listen to the sports show at any point in any years that we've been doing this, I can never pick against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, you sound like you're about to, the way that you're leading up to this.
Well, I was just saying, the Commanders, the Bucs are lucky that they're playing the Commanders and the rookie quarterback week 1 because he hasn't
that
gotten
is true.
throw.
That is true. I think once this kid plays Todd Bowles, there isn't going to be a defensive front that he hasn't seen on film in the NFL when you think about all the different looks they're going to throw at him. So I'm excited for that. I think the Bucs are going to blitz his fucking ass off.
Probably in the first 2 quarters and then forget that they have a blitz package in the second half.
Yeah.
And Todd Bowles will pull off all blitzes and then just run the ball for the second half.
We'll see how the run game does. If you have a successful run game, then you can keep the ball moving, milk the clock, potentially put some more points on the board, and you can win the game doing that. But if you can't, and then you pull that blitz package out of your plan there, then 100%. I think it's one of those things where if the Bucs are up by 10 points in the third quarter, it could very well be a tie game.
I got flashbacks of C.J. Stroud. The Texans game. We were rolling, and that didn't work out too well. This is going to be a really good game. 8:20, Detroit Lions, Los Angeles Rams, Matt Stafford back in the Lions. This is a must-pick game from Brandon the Quad. He's ready. He's waiting. He's got his nickels and dimes ready to go bet on at the casino. What are you taking?
Give me the Lions, man.
I'm sorry, who? What was that, Coach? Where's the impersonation this year?
Settle down. I don't want to.
You don't want to call it out yet?
No, not quite. Not quite. It's not always ready. It's a very tricky thing. You gotta.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
man,
well,
you gotta fucking bring the gasoline.
That's
You
right.
gotta bring it into the stands. You gotta douse yourself in gasoline. We're gonna be the fire. You light yourself the fuck on fire, dude. And the Detroit Lions are gonna go all the way to the Super Bowl, man. But I'm taking the Lions over the Rams.
You want to see your boy Matt Stafford again?
Yeah. I got a lot of respect for Matt. We played together. We went 0-16 together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bringing up the negatives, the coach. Rams Lions. Well, that's a tough one. 3.5 point spread in Detroit. The over and under 51. I kind of like that pick. I know it's a lot of points.
Yeah,
but I could definitely see this game going over 51. Oh man, I'm gonna pick Detroit. I think they're butthurt over what happened last year in the NFC Championship, and I think they come out firing. In the Monday Night Football game, again, the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully he doesn't run out carrying a flag this year to pretty much fuck up his Achilles or some shit like that. Versus the 49ers. I think this game's going to be really good.
Yeah, I think it will be too. I think it'll be a really good. I'll bring this term up again. It'll be a good litmus test for New York, and it'll kind of give the general viewing public a good idea of where they are at. You know, how competitive is this team going to be against one of the premier NFC teams? Really good defense in San Francisco, a scoring offense if everybody's on the same page. They just re-signed Brandon Ayuk. Deebo Samuel obviously still there. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle. If Brock Purdy can not turn the football over, this could be a really fun football game to watch. And I think if New York has an offense that can keep up, or at least keep themselves on the field and keep the ball out of Christian McCaffrey's hands, and it'll be a close game. But San Francisco by 4.5. I like the Niners here.
In San Fran, right? Yeah, in San Fran.
I think so.
Fuck, I didn't pick my upset game of the... Shit. I like picking my upset game.
No, was it week 2 after that? I saw a couple more games on the schedule.
Yeah, it was week 2 after that one.
Okay.
But fuck it. You know what I'm going to do? Here's my upset game.
No, you're not.
The New York Jets defeat the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. Aaron Rodgers completely balls out. And the Jets win by 7.
Be one hell of a story.
It would be.
I'm excited for week 1 just because I'm excited to obviously get the show on the road, but to see where these teams are. You can tell, usually, week 1 is still week 1 and people like to overreact, but you get a much better baseline of what a team's going to play like for the rest of the season.
Oh, 100%, especially if you don't lose your quarterback week 1. So that's my that's a Lummy upset pick. It's I got kind of handcuffed on that one. But
you sound upset about it.
Well, the New York Jets are over the 49ers after week 1. I will make sure that I plan a little bit better than waiting till the last game to pick my upset pick. I was thinking Arizona, Buffalo. That was my other upset pick I was thinking about. 6.5 points, but we aren't going off the spread. So straight up, but
you picked Arizona?
No, I was thinking about it.
I was going to say I got Buffalo right here.
I got Buffalo. Yeah, no, I was thinking about it. That's why I sat there for a second. I wanted to win, so I picked Buffalo. And you know what? I just I have a feeling Aaron Rodgers will lead the New York Jets into San Francisco and take up for Ricky Pearson. Oh, that would be awesome if Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers wore like a Ricky Pearsall shirt while he was warming up, or like after he scored a first touchdown, he lifted his jersey up and it was a Ricky Pearsall jersey or shirt or something like that. You know
Pearsall standing on the sideline. Aaron Rodgers throws a touchdown. He does a drive-by real quick of the
he does like the gunslingers.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
finger guns.
That would probably get him a little heat. But that would be pretty funny. Ashley G broke it down and said there's 5 different picks between us two. So that you know what, week one could make or break the season here for you and I competing against each other. I don't think we've ever had that many selections differ.
Yeah,
But,
we have.
well, that's usually at the end when we're trying to make up, where I'm trying to make up on you.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And I mean, like Bubba Grunt, he said, Bubba Army Grunt, Jets win 31-14.
That's a bold prediction. 17 points.
It's a lot. That's a lot. Listen, I said 7 points, not 17. And Grouper Lips, go fuck yourself. Rhett, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you for coming in, slugging it out, doing the sports show.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
You're great.
You're great.
And we will be back next Wednesday. We will see how these picks do. I can't wait till Sunday. Actually, Thursday, I guess. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Brett, you got anything to plug?
Prize picks. Prize picks. Getting back on my prize picks.
Are you back on prize picks?
It is legal once again in the state of Florida. Yes, we are ready to eat for the NFL season. And then check out the Cannon Fire podcast if you would like any Tampa Bay Buccaneer news and updates. We just dropped our season prediction show over the weekend. It's about 2 hours long. We break down every game on the Buccaneer schedule and give you our record predictions at the very end of it. So thank you, Lummy. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
And if you didn't hear, the Bubba 2s are in, and Merch Crick will be shipping them out. But don't forget, yes, tonight they will be going out. But don't forget, there's still a lot of great Bubba Army merchandise at Bubba Army Shop, Bubba Army Store, BubbaArmyMerch.com. Check it out. Check through the YouTube, the Rumble, our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook, all at the Bubba Army. Our TikTok is the _Bubba_Army. But yeah, check out all our great content. And don't forget, BubbaArmyHQ.com. Our app will be coming out here pretty soon. I got a meeting, I guess at 2 o'clock. And thank you so much for listening. We will be back live 6 a.m. right here. Thank you.